Here we go again. Back in the saddle. Let's continue working our way through the siding here at Sau-den. The sun has reached a good spot here where it kind of is illuminating the grade and we don't get kind of the side shadows. Hopefully that carries us through until we get to the end of our exploration for today. Again, we had to do about 8 miles or so. I forgot to look when we arrived. So far we've done, according to the GPS, we've done 15.6 kilometers. My watch says 16.4. So more or less, we've probably got about 14 kilometers, 13 kilometers to go back. Here you can see again some of the trees that have blown down. Again, you see this in spots here, and on the section to the south, you know, around Oscar and Petrie and Quorn, you see these spots where, again, there must have been some sort of little, you know, microburst or a derrico or something that you know, flattened all the trees. Again, so beautiful day today. This morning was crispy. It was -2 according to my truck. There was a very heavy frost, which might finish off many of the leaves that are still on the trees. You can see many of them are gone. All these poplars here have lost their leaves, probably last night, probably did it in for them. You can see some of the lower stuff still has its leaves, obviously being a little bit of sheltered. I don't remember what the temperature was supposed to get up to today, but it's been very, very warm. Basically the temperature has turned around this week. So last weekend we were out hiking. So today is Saturday. It's October the 11th, Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada. We were out last weekend, and Saturday and Sunday the temperatures were like ridiculous. They were close to 30 degrees Celsius. It was just absolutely melting. I was hiking in shorts and a t-shirt, just sweating profusely, you know, kind of almost getting heat exhaustion. Yesterday was chilly. There was a very, very cold, it was a little bit cloudier, which was nice. There was a very, very cold north wind. And today the wind is coming from the south, so it's much warmer. So normal temperatures for this time of the year are supposed to be around 10, 11 degrees Celsius. Basically, we're supposed to get above that. So we're getting into a cut here. You probably can't see anything because of the shadows and stuff. But basically we're coming up to the end of the siding here at Sau-den. You can kind of see a little bit of it here, and then it's going to kind of peter out and kind of come back into the grade here. So again, unfortunately, if we had some cloud, you'd be able to see this cut. There's lots of cuts and rock cuts through this section here because we're kind of, again, paralleling the English River. And so you get little deposits of till and things like that. I'm just happy the main part of the grade is kind of illuminated here so we can at least see a little bit better. On the outbound journey, taking the pictures and stuff, there were lots of shadows, and like I said, we're gonna have to come back and redo the rock cuts tomorrow. So here we're getting up close and personal with the English River. So you can see it's a very, very large river. It's the biggest river in the area. Kind of makes a really crazy journey. Essentially crosses the highway. So the highway that the main Trans-Canada Highway, Highway 17, crosses that and then kind of flows north and then turns, and we're actually going to cross it not on this hike but on the next one. Basically forms the Mattawa Lake and then Eva Lake, and then it comes across, turns south again, and yeah, it's really, really crazy. But it is a huge river. I've been calling it the mighty English River. You can see some telegraph poles here. We're going to see quite a few on our journey. Swamp. Oh, that's got a real stench to it. Ugh, that's awful. Yesterday, there were literally some swans somewhere up ahead here. I remember stopping and looking up, and there was like white swans or whatever those are. I'm not a biologist, but you could see them out on the water. Because at first I was going, are those rocks in the middle of the middle of the river? And then sure enough, they were swans. Again, another telegraph pole here. Very beautiful area here. This is probably the I haven't seen the whole line yet, but this is so far is probably one of the most beautiful areas of the line, you know, astride here of the river. So again, another cut here. Hopefully the camera with high dynamic range is kind of evening out the highlights and the lowlights here. Sorry, I have a little bit of a sniffly nose. I was sick a couple weeks ago and I still haven't 100% recovered, and you get outside in the cold and the sinuses start to run. Just can't win. Last week it was like just sweat fest. Okay, so probably tomorrow we're going to come back and redo this rock cut. It's a pretty lengthy rock cut, and we will probably redo it with the shade. There's a telegraph pole up there. I wonder. So this is the first in a series of rock cuts in this area. You can basically see here, it's not super high, but probably in the maybe 8-9 feet range. You can see the layers in the rock. You can see how it's all kind of layered together. And again, you can see all the individual chunks of rock in that layering. Again, see, it's so much better when there's clouds as opposed to when there's sun. Here it's kind of still the same. It's probably about 10 feet or so. It's not particularly high. So this is coming towards the end of the rock cut here. Starting to come down a bit. And just a beautiful area here beside the English River. All right, so this is the end of the rock cut, and then there's going to be a bunch more as we continue on. So we're out of the cut now, backpedaling. Again, you can see another spot here where there's some pretty substantial blowdown. One of the big problems, and you can see here that here in the Canadian Shield, the soil is very thin. And so the roots don't go down very far on the trees. They have to go laterally. And what happens is when they get big windstorms, it literally just rips the trees right out of the ground, because the roots cannot hold the tree in, because they're essentially sitting on top of the rock. Yeah, another very pretty section here. You're going to see some really nice areas beside the beside the river where you can see it very, very well. Okay, hang on a second here. Oh, partridge. We've seen some today, and literally I've almost like run them over. There he goes. Yes, there's a telegraph pole here somewhere. Right here. So you can see we're making progress out of the siding here at Sau-den. And so I'll try to give you a zoomed in view here. So we have a pole with the 50 car marker on it. Let me zoom in here for you. So again, in the days before radios, what they did was in 10 car lengths, they put markers on the poles. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And so what that would do, it was give the train crews an idea of how far they are out of the siding. And so essentially they could judge if they've cleared the siding or not. So again, 50, there's a 70 coming up and there's a 110 coming up. All right, let's pause here for a moment. So back paddling again. I think there's another partridge on the grade right here. We've seen tons of them. Coming out to enjoy the nice warm weather. Yeah, there it is. It's not moving. Gone. Their camouflage is just, I say it all the time, their camouflage is just so effective. They just literally disappear. And we passed another telegraph pole there. They come and go in shots. So we got another one coming up with signage on it. We've got the 70 one. Again, hopefully the camera is helping even out the light here. It is very, very beautiful here alongside the river. One of the neat things about doing these railway explorations is they've really allowed me to see areas of this part of the province that I've never seen. This is literally my second time coming down this road. Well, sorry, 3, because I came down here yesterday, but you know, I came down here in the summer and that was my first time. Hold on. Let me pause for a second. Oh yeah, okay. Telegraph pole's coming up. Right up here. Sometimes it's hard to see the symbols on the GPS. So again, it's nice to sort of see new places. Okay, telegraph pole with signage on it. You can probably even see it from here. I will give you the zoomed in view, but you can literally see the 70 cars very, very plainly on there. So again, 70 car lengths out of the siding. So we're slowly but surely working our way along. So let's pause here for a moment.